everyone, this is me Jyotika Bedi from Happiness is Love. We are a support group for parents, professionals, teachers, teenagers, educators, everyone, so that we can all as a human race connect for better understanding, for more love and caring, and most important, cultivate a better and a happier world. And we believe that together we are the force. Together we can achieve this goal. So thank you so much for liking, sharing, subscribing, encouraging us to do more of the work that we do, because again, we believe that the only way to build a better world, to build a kinder, more compassionate world, is to learn, share, and grow together. This is the prime purpose of all of us. So today I thought I'm going to make a video on the importance of disciplining our children. We all know that discipline is key for seeing our children grow up to be responsible, happy, giving adults. But what is disciplining with love? Can we discipline with love? Because this word discipline sometimes has a negative connotation. We think that, oh my God, being a disciplinarian means that you are autocratic, you are instructional and commanding, and you are not doing your part as a parent, or even being a disciplinarian at work by being loving, by being caring, because you can discipline with love and caring. And this is the reason why we thought we will make this video today, so that you can learn the simple, powerful techniques which will help you become a better parent, a better teacher, a better educator, and a better leader. So let's understand that all children need limits to feel safe. Basic ground rules and limits are very, very important for our children to feel that they belong. In fact, I asked my 16-year-old teenager that, do you sometimes feel that we have set too strict boundaries or rules or, family rituals for you? He said, no, Mom. I am grateful because every child wants the parents to set certain ground rules, certain limits and boundaries, because it shows to the child that you care. And leadership is all about leading with your example. So whatever rules that you set, you have to follow first. Only then our children will follow through. So discipline is a very important aspect, or a very important tool for positive parenting, for parenting done right. But you need to use it in a way that keeps your child feeling cared for, appreciated, validated, and most important, you do it with respect. So discipline is not the same. Let me clarify, discipline is not the same as harsh punishment. It is simply teaching your child which behaviors are okay for you as a parent and which is not. So there is no right or wrong. Every family has their own set of values, their own core beliefs. The goal really is for you as a parent, for you to discover what are your core values that are important to you, that you want to impart to your children. And the first step for doing that is for you to be aware of all those things that you stand for behaviors that you want to model to your child, so that they follow it through. For instance, in our house, we have 3 non-negotiable rules, and I'm happy to share them with you. First, family time is most important. So we make sure that we prioritize having our 3 meals together as a family, keeping our devices away, ensuring that we have a lot of interaction and engagement during our meal time, so that we all talk, we share, we bond, we laugh, and we connect as a family. Second, no lying, no cheating, and no manipulation allowed in our house. So you make a mistake, it's okay to make a mistake, but you need to own up and acknowledge your flaws. And we do it as parents ourselves. Only then our children will follow this through. And the third, our children know that they have limits as far as their screen time is concerned. They have limits when they go out with their friends. Of course, they must go out and have fun. But it is important for children to know that there is going to be a curfew. There will be a limitation to when they will be home. So this is very, very important for children to know, because this is important for us as parents to model. So again, going back to understanding what discipline really means, we need to use the right methodology and use discipline as a positive tool, as a loving experience for both you as a parent and your child. So on one hand, physical punishment and yelling will only frighten your child and encourage and foster more aggression. So here goes few simple, practical, loving tips for you to discipline your child with love and respect. Number one, make sure that you correct with respect. Make corrections about learning rather than getting in trouble. So what this really means, don't just tell your child not to run around with food in his mouth if you have a toddler at home. Make sure you explain why this rule is important. Tell your child that it isn't safe because they might get choked, and that it is your job to help them keep safe and not get hurt. So make sure that your explanation is short so that your child understands, and make sure that your kids are able to listen to you when you're speaking to them. So your communication is very, very important. The second point is that you communicate firmly but kindly, which means don't yell, don't blame or call your child out names, but make sure that they understand that you're not happy, and you can demonstrate that with a firm tone of voice. Use a firm tone, but you need to stay in control. Be calm when you explain why you're not happy with them. For instance, Ayana, I told you already that you need to stop jumping on the couch. Can you please get off the couch right now? Or else I'll have to pick you up and put you on the floor. So when you use a tone which is firm, yet it's kind and respectful, your children will listen. Your children will understand that you're coming from a place of caring and respect. Tell them what they should do instead of what they shouldn't. We parents have to be mindful and explaining to our children that they need to know what is okay and what is not. And it is our prime responsibility to explain this to our children so that they understand this well. So this is hard to remember when you catch your child using the sofa as a trampoline. I get that. I have 2 toddlers at home. However, instead of just yelling at them, tell them what they did wrong, but tell them that this is not how it has to be done. So let me give you an example. Ayana and Amana, please use the floor for jumping, please. The couch is not for sitting. Again, when you will speak to them with respect and kindness, they will listen to you. They will understand that you're coming from a place of caring. Set a good example. This is extremely important. If your children repeatedly see you do things such as cursing or leaving, their dirty clothes or their dishes, and you start name calling them and you get agitated, what it'll do, it'll set a message to your children that it's okay to communicate in this fashion. But you need to make sure that you behave in a way that you model the behavior that you want. And your children will be most likely to follow your lead. So make sure that you speak to them warmly, calmly, but firmly. Make sure that you acknowledge your child's feelings. Your children may get angry and they will not cooperate with you. Let's say you want to end their fun time, their playtime. But you need to say, I see you're feeling upset because you want to use more iPad or you want to play more, but still, you need to pick up your toys or your clothes and you need to clean up the mess. Make sure that you let them know your expectation and they need to just follow through. Never, never, never hit, spank, shake or slap your child. As science is saying is, research is saying it. Spanking only teaches our children violence. And this is no way of teaching them problem solving. It can cause your children to live in fear, and it will definitely make them lose trust in you and respect. It may stop an unwanted behavior for some time, but it shows to the child that hitting is okay, that violence is okay, and we don't want to demonstrate this to our children, do we? They have to learn to act with kindness, not with violence. And if as parents, we are being aggressive, then we are clearly giving them the message that it's okay to be aggressive. Make sure that as a parent, you find alternatives to physical punishment. I know as a parent, there are moments that you feel that you're losing it. You feel mad. In fact, I keep telling my children that, right now I'm feeling so mad. I might say something or do something that I might regret. So I just need some time out. I need to leave the room, to calm myself, to center myself. And please, right now, I request you all to be a little quiet and stop doing what you're doing. Maybe your loving parents may have spanked you, or you felt that this was their style of parenting you, but you have a choice as a parent to know that this is not the right way of teaching our children, because it encourages violence in children. It's dangerous physically, and shaking a little baby or a toddler can actually damage the child as well. So if you are spanking your child and you think it's okay, I'm here to tell you it's not okay to hit. And we need to stop, because once we do that, it becomes a pattern. And A, the child will follow it later as they grow up. And second, that your spanking will have a negative impact on you, your child, and your relationship. So what can you do? You can make consequences realistic and stick with them. You don't need to threaten your children or to use anger to discipline them. For instance, tell your preschooler that if they don't get dressed, they'll have to stay in and not go out. Show them an immediate consequence, such as taking them to, let's say they have a party to go to, and if they don't listen, then they can go in their pajamas. Let them face the consequences. When you say that there will be a consequence to a behavior, but you don't follow through, it's like an empty threat for your child. Your child learns that, you know what, my mom or my dad just make empty threats, but they really don't mean what they say. And you don't want to be in that situation. Make sure that if you set a consequence, you follow it through. If you tell your child, I will take your iPad away, your device away, because you have not followed an instruction that was agreed upon, for instance, to clean his or her room, you don't have to scream or shout. All you need to do is just take that privilege away. But first, let your child know respectfully that if they don't follow through, a consequence will follow through. And then you stick with that consequence. Make sure that you hug your child after you use discipline. Children need to know that they are safe, and you need to separate the child from the behavior. That you're not happy with the behavior, not with your child. And if your child is acting out or throwing a tantrum, you need to ignore the tantrum. Don't ignore the child. Let the tantrum pass, and then later hug your child and talk to your child and explain to your child that you're not okay with this behavior. The child will then understand the difference between you not being okay with certain behaviors, and they will stop. And how do you grow good behavior? There is just one magic thing that you need to do. Praise your child for progress. Praise good behavior, because whatever you will praise will grow. When your child is doing something well, such as, your child picked up the toys, cleaned up the mess, you need to show appreciation. You need to praise, lap up the child with praise, because when we praise, we help our children with positive reinforcement. Whatever you will praise will grow. We are so quick to catch our children when they do something wrong, but we forget we need to catch them when they do something good, when they do something right. So praise progress. Give them a pat on the back. Arjun, I felt very happy when I saw you clean your room. Ayana, you really organized your desk very well today. Amana, I like it when you are kind to your sister. So add whatever you want to praise by pointing it out to your child. I like it when ... So praise behaviors like kindness, compassion, caring, being curious. These are the qualities, these are the attributes that you will grow in your children. All you need to do is just notice, catch, and praise your child. It's very simple. When you will praise progress, you will see it is the most powerful way of motivating your children. We parents sometimes put our children down. I'm guilty of the same, and I've learned it the hard way. We think by making a child feel bad, we will actually help him behave better. But guess what? It is antithetical. You have to make your child feel good about himself. Make a child feel better for himself or herself to behave better. So make sure you go out there and you praise good behavior, because that's the behavior you want to grow, instead of condemning, criticizing, or catching your child with bad behavior. And then forgive yourself. Make sure you realize and you understand that parenting is tough. It's one of the hardest jobs in the whole world, but it is the most effective personal growth program or workshop that you've signed up for, because we're all work and learn. Believe me, we are learning alongside. And parenting is about mutual learning, mutual growth, and mutual respect. So make sure that if you make a mistake, you own up. If you have yelled at your child, make sure you go to your child and apologize. If you have slapped your child, make sure that you go and you acknowledge that it was a meek moment. You made a mistake. And this is the best way for you to earn respect, that you're human, you make mistakes. You also lose your temper, but make sure that you don't repeat it. Your children will learn how to apologize. They will learn how to own their own flaws and acknowledge their mistakes. And they will still love you. Children, when we are sometimes harsh with our children, you notice that children are the most forgiving beings. They will give you a hug immediately and say it's okay, but you as a parent need to go and apologize for your bad behavior. So if you are angry with your children and you explode, it is the greatest opportunity for you to learn and grow and develop healthy discipline, healthy self-management skills, so that you can be the parent that your child deserves. So all I'm telling you, what I do when I am about to get mad, I just start counting. I take deep breaths and I count from 20 to 10. I think about how I can, as a parent, handle the situation better. So I mostly take the time out that I need. I let my children know that I'm about to explode. I need some time out. I leave the situation. I leave the room. I calm myself. I center myself. I remind myself that I am the adult. It is my responsibility to demonstrate positive behaviors. And if I made a mistake, I own up. I love my children. I go back to them. I acknowledge where I have made a mistake and then revisit the situation with a more calm and positive mind. And at that moment, I practice positive self-talk by reminding myself that it is my prime responsibility to practice positive parenting and be that parent that I want the whole world to look upon. We all want to be positive, loving, caring parents, and it is our duty to demonstrate and model those behaviors that make us those parents. I hope this video was useful to you. I hope and pray that in those moments where you are feeling stressed and you're feeling angry and you are feeling resentful, you can practice the pause. You can remind yourself that it's okay to make a mistake. It's okay for me as a parent to own my flaws, because I am work and learn, so are you. Together, we will learn and grow to be our bestest version. Thank you for sharing, liking, supporting, subscribing. Your love propels us. Keep encouraging us. We are extremely happy to curate the content that we do because of your love for us. Keep smiling, keep shining, and keep inspiring.